I know I'm a little bit late to the party, but I've been busy watching the worst Matrix reboot of all time. As you know, Andrew Tate says the Matrix is attacking him. But recently, he got attacked by one of his own, Aiden Ross, when he got snitched on and went to jail because of this clip.
My announcement is, Andrew had hit me up. He said, hey, I'm going to be leaving Romania soon and probably never coming back. If you want to come over and do a week of long streams and content before I leave, I think it'll be big. And he said it's basically now or never.
This is obviously a red flag to prosecutors, and so they scooped up Tate, afraid that he was going to flee based on that clip. Now, honestly, I was initially a little worried that maybe this was almost too funny to be true. One of those stories where it's such a viral type headline that in a few hours we'd find out it was false. But actually, no, instead it got confirmed by Andrew Tate himself, and Aiden Ross then apologized.
I spoke to Tate, and I literally, yes, I'm going to take accountability. Up. Okay, I really up. And Andrew Tate's team confirmed that up, and Tate told me, right?
All right, so before we talk about how goofy this is, let's just try to understand this whole story through Andrew Tate fans' eyes. Remember, all of this is a Matrix attack. This is the Matrix movie. Andrew Tate is Neo in their mind. Well, Neo if Neo was running webcam businesses and selling get-rich-quick courses. But I guess that makes Aiden Ross like Cypher. In the movie, if you remember, an insider betrays Neo. He rats him out to the Matrix, right? Remember that?
Then we have a deal.
I don't want to remember nothing. I don't want to be rich.
So I guess that makes Aiden Ross Cypher if Cypher lost 3/4 of his brain cells and was a full-time streamer. So, yeah, I went to go check out this story. I mean, I was just looking into it once I realized that the story was real, that Aiden Ross did get him arrested. But then I saw this thumbnail, and I was like, social media has ruined people. I mean, it really has. Setting aside the fact that this whole story got started by a live streamer leaking the plans of somebody, this thumbnail says how Aiden Ross got Andrew Tate arrested. This is from, I believe, Aiden Ross's live stream or somebody associated with him. And then the face is just, I did that. I mean, what dystopia are we in? Look, I'm not saying I'm above a face that's ridiculous. I'm not going to do it right now. I don't need to be screen grabbed. But you guys know what face I'm talking about. The thumbnail face all YouTubers use. But it's wild to be responsible for someone going to jail and then you go, my fault. I mean, that's why I said it's the Matrix reboot, but way dumber. Because Neo's selling get-rich-quick schemes. Cypher is doing this face. I did it. I dropped my pen. But look, I find it interesting in this whole story. You know, it's segmented out into camps. Some people are celebrating the downfall of Tate. I mean, he's already out of jail. So that didn't really work out because the Tate brothers are denying that they ever intended to flee Romania.
The judge told me, would you like to get extradited to England? That was the claim against me, that I was trying to flee. And I said, no, I want to stay here and face justice. I want to win here in Romania. So clearly that's not true.
So yeah, for the people who were celebrating Aiden getting him arrested and hoping he'd rot in jail, didn't work out like they wanted. But then on the other hand, you have people who say, Tate's done nothing wrong, free Tate, you know, all this stuff. But the court case isn't over. That's the whole thing. This whole thing was about actually making them stand trial. In addition, now the Tate brothers also face extradition to the UK for even more alleged crimes. Now, we will have to see how all of this goes in the justice system, but it is amazing to see people completely making up their minds while not knowing the full story. Candace Owen says, I do not care what you think about Andrew, Tristan Tate. Everything against them is an absurdity. The civil case from accusations made 10 years ago that were declined, criminal prosecution by the UK courts, but then crowdfunded into a civil prosecution is giving E. Jean Carroll vibes. Now she says it's criminal corruption, but then there is a community note. The recent arrest of Andrew and Tristan Tate is not related to either a civil lawsuit or the same alleged victims. And then we actually have the lawyer representing some of these victims of Andrew Tate's alleged, well, I'm not going to read that, but brought in England. He says, your information is incorrect. This is likely, unfortunately, due to the misinformation being brought by Andrew Tate and his spokespeople. The UK sought Tate's extradition for alleged violence against 3 women whose criminal complaints were investigated by the Bedfordshire Constable. I'm not going to look. I already got in trouble one time. I already had to apologize one time for ruining some UK thing, the pronunciation. I'm not going to do that again. Okay. I'm not going to ruin Glasgow again. But his point is, these are different women and new criminal complaints, and Tate's detention is on the foot of the UK's extradition request, has nothing to do with the civil case. Anyway, the point is, there's no criminal corruption or conspiracy, just police, lawyers, and civil servants trying to do their job in the face of multiple credible criminal complaints from a multitude of women. So just understand that some of the commentators talking about, free Tate, they have no idea what the cases are even about. At the same time, even if you believe these criminal charges are, nothing, they're brought by the Matrix, Aiden Ross is an agent of the Matrix, or whatever you believe. At the end of the day, he's still a fraudster and a scam artist, bro. Like, that is without dispute. Not even Andrew Tate, I think, really disputes that he defrauded men. I mean, how he made his money was defrauding men. This is well documented. And if you're going to be Team Tate, you have to reconcile with the fact that he has, for years, publicly bragged about scamming men and women.
And me and my brother, and eventually some staff I trained, would do all the talking. The girls were just famoosers, just laughing. And they were talking to ice cold hustlers. I had these guys selling their houses, life savings, loans, all of it to me. Give me it all. You'd have a guy.
Feel bad or no?
To give a solitary. We got to the point where we had these guys falling in love with my models, serious, big time in love, right? Sending crazy money. And they were convinced they were going to meet the chick. This is almost where I kind of felt bad. Because they were like, can we meet? I've sent you $200,000. Can we meet? Can we meet? Can we meet? And the problem
What was
is,
the most that one person sent to a model? Total.
million?
Wow.
About $1 million in about a year?
I know you don't feel bad at all.
Why the would I care?
Yeah, I don't feel bad either.
So yeah, the actual clips out there are pretty bad for Andrew Tate. I find it interesting that if this were anyone else, people, and you showed them that clip, they go, yeah, that's disgusting. But now the guy starts talking about the Matrix and you go, oh, he's innocent. It's like, you don't think that guy has some other skeletons? If he's going to talk about that, not feeling bad about fleecing guys and stealing millions of dollars from men, you don't think he would do anything to women? I mean, we'll find out. We'll let the court cases play out. But I just find it interesting. People just assume this guy is like this sweetheart who could do no wrong. Meanwhile, he's talking about how he doesn't feel bad for stealing people's houses, life savings. So yeah, I'll leave you with that. And I'll end it by saying, I think Andrew Tate is kind of getting what he deserves here. If Andrew Tate's going to publicly say, we don't have to worry about these men I scammed because they deserved it. They got in bed with these shady sites I was running, so I don't care about them, right? If you're going to say that, then we have to say if you give your secrets to Aiden Ross and then he makes a thumbnail going, I did that, maybe you deserve it too. Anyway, that's basically it. Just a funny story and an insane, stupid reboot of The Matrix where Aiden Ross is ratted him out unintentionally. I mean, it's so stupid. All right, that's basically it.